Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Kenny Brown, the new head basketball coach at Sandia High School. Again, welcome back. I know you've not been out of the coaching deal. You've been assistant coach, but welcome back to being the head coach.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
And I tell you, you've been at Sandia what, assistant now 3 years? Is that correct?
I was there 2 years as an assistant, and yeah, so this will be my third year there.
I'll tell you, expectations, Sandia. I coached there, and I'm glad you're there.
Well, I appreciate it.
Broussard did a great job, and it was like 1 or 2 shots away from going all the way, and a little bit of legacy there at Sandia.
Yeah, well, it's exciting. It's a different place for me, and I feel like we're coming in at the right time. And the transition's been really good because I was there for 2 years, but we got a whole brand new basketball team this year. So, our expectations are still high, but it's going to be a process, and it's going to take.
You're going to be young this year. You're going to be very young, but you have the new assistant coaches. Just getting your program and getting your system in.
Yeah,
it takes a little bit, but
it does.
I know you're competitive, and and you want to start now.
Yeah, no, and it's just about competing. Like it's. The transition has been very smooth, like I said, because I was there. The only difference now is these guys are having to learn me as a head coach instead of that guy that was always patting them on the back.
The good guy.
And I don't know how good I was. Maybe I was. I don't know, but now.
So they get to see the real you now.
That was what I've been saying is they get to see the real me, but it's been a while. It's been a couple of years since I've been stomping up and down that sideline. So, it's been very humbling, and I've gotten to reflect upon a lot of stuff. And, truly, like my wife will laugh at this, but I'm trying to work on me and work on, how I work on that sideline and how I approach things. It's got to be a little different, and I've got to learn a lot and see a lot, and so. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, I think, and I always say that I think as the older you get, the better coach you become, because when you're younger, and I always talk to younger coaches. They think they have all the answers.
Yeah.
I mean, and they until they understand that there's a C team, there's a JV, there's a varsity. It's just not about the varsity.
Yeah.
You got to bring these players on. You got to build a program. You got to have people that want to come to your school, want to be part of that Sandia pride.
Well, and it starts, like you said, with those younger teams and trying to, you want to hire guys that want to be in the gym and want to develop those kids. And as a head coach and running the program, you want your hand in a little bit of everything and making sure things are done right, because that's the future of your program. But it's like kind of riding a bike. I'm back on the bike. I know how to do it, but I want to do some things differently and go in some different directions than I did at Highland. So.
And you had success at Highland. Basketball from winning the state championship. You had some good. You've had success of getting all the way to the deal, and you had the lows too of being on the other side, and I think nothing against Highland, but there's a little bit more stability maybe at Sandia, and I think it's a great fit for you.
Yeah, well, so far it's been good, and my experience at Highland, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Everything that I went through and that our program went through, it was for the better, and so I really enjoyed that experience over there, and I enjoyed building a program and felt like we progressively got better. And then, like what happens is sometimes the coach is as good as, the players or the program that you have, and so we weren't getting as much talent as we normally did, but still, like I thrived there. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed trying to, put a competitive product on the floor, and so I enjoyed that time. But as they always say, one door shuts and couple open, and you know, like we live right across the street from Sandia, and it worked out perfectly and beautifully,
right,
and so
it's kind of like a perfect fitting for you. So.
It is, and you know, I just have to really, you know, look at the coaching aspect of this. It is a lot different than what I had to go through at Highland, but you know, and it presents challenges for me because it is a brand new kind of situation for me and the dynamics of the school and the program, and so I am definitely learning, and you know, like you never stop learning. Like you said, I want to continue to learn and continue to try to get better and improve from, you know, what we did at Highland, you know, and do some things differently.
Well, it's like my good friend Dick Hunsaker told me, and you can probably relate because you and I go back a few years now, but you know, when you were 21, 22, the kids were 19.
Yeah.
or 17, 16, 17, 18, and now as you're moving up the ladder in age, there's starting to be a difference, and whereas before, you know, you related to the kids, now you're thinking of all the things that you got to do to the administration, you know, dealing with parents, dealing with things, and then also, you know, the big thing is just making them a student athlete where they go to class and they're accountable for their actions.
Yeah. And you know, that's something that we really had experience over at Highland with, is that something we had to be really involved with was making those kids student athletes. And you know, I feel like we were pretty successful there, you know, producing really good kids and positive kids and kids that were productive in the community. And it's no different at Sandia. We're you know, our philosophy is the same, our core values are the same, you know, and so it is a little easier because I feel like we do have more families involved and more parents involved that are, you know, that the education is very important, grades are very important, so I get assistance there. But, you know, like I said, like every school presents its challenges, and we have some challenges at Sandia that we didn't have at Highland and vice versa. And so, you know, it's exciting and fun. And, you know, I've been fortunate enough to have good support over at Sandia. And, you know, I lean on Coach Broussard quite a bit, calling him, you know, once a week or whatever. We talk and, you know, just still getting his advice because he was part of that community and that program for 10 years, you know.
Well, we're going to go to the Dream Style Top 10 Plays of the Week and then come back and talk more about Sandia and Danny Brown, our new head coach.
Dorian over. Did he get in?
Yeah, they got in.
Touchdown, Dorian Lewis.
Seconds to play. Benavides still looking up the middle. It's intercepted. It's picked off by Freddie Anaya, and Roswell's season will end perfect.
Second quarter, 2nd and 4 for Socorro at the whole 44-yard line. McDaniel trying, good block by Hicks. First down and more, 30, 25, 20. McDaniel might be gone. Touchdown.
Wow.
Touchdown for Michael McDaniel.
It's 40 seconds this year. It's not like 25 like it used to be.
He laterals it back. What a play by Hightower. Pitch.
Looked like somebody moved a little bit early. Hicks, the play fake double move. He's got his receiver wide open. Caught. One man to beat. Touchdown. Touchdown to number 17, Nathaniel.
Third and 6. Big defensive play coming up here. Little trickery to Reese. See you later. Touchdown. They went for the deep ball to Reese.
To the right, single receiver split to the left. Play fake. Head up the middle, got some room, 50, 45, 40, has one man to beat, 30, 25, 10, 5, touchdown, touchdown Hope.
Wow.
On a
snaps, and again, he'll keep it. Now he'll pitch it. Comes out to the 30, 25, 20, up the sideline. Still inbounds into the end zone. Let's see.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Portell.
The outside of running an out route.
Davis into the play action, looking. He's going to go back to Lewis, and Lewis makes a cut, and Lewis still on his feet. Dorian Lewis is in for a touchdown. So Davison back to toss, and he's got all day. It's one miss, and he's rolling, and he's got a guy. Can he get it there? Davison to Luke Weissong.
Hey, we told you he could spin
Touchdown.
that football, and that was a throw right there. I know he's got the win at his back, but
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Danny Brown, new head basketball coach at boys basketball coach at Sandia High School, and somewhere I coached. And like I said, there's a lot of history and the facilities. You know, it's just that gym is. I still to this day love going to that gym. It's just it's old school, but it's they've done. With the bleachers and put things in, and it's just it's special.
Yeah, it is. It's a great shooting gym, so hopefully it works out for us, But the only issue I have.
So the only thing, if you don't shoot well, I'm gonna say it's the shooting.
That's
it's
the shooters. The only thing I wish they would do is we have our storage upstairs, so we got to carry our ball rack down and all that. I wish
life
they would
is tough.
It is tough, man. So. I just wish they put a little ramp there, on the stairs. We can wheel it up and down, but maybe.
But see, you're fortunate though. You got an office. Before I was my office was in the locker room. Back by the showers, and that was tough coaching.
Yeah, we're right there, so it's nice just to come out and check out the floor and check out the games and practices and all that, but. No, I enjoy it. It's a good place and a good facility, and so
Quickly talk a little bit about your assistant coaches. I know that probably one of the things that you learned. The Highland is you got to have a coaching staff.
Yeah.
I mean, and you look at all the coaches that are successful. They have their staff has been with them for many years.
Yeah. Well, it's as a head coach, it's difficult, because getting guys in there and to coach, because it's not a lucrative job, right? So you want to make sure that you get the right guys there, whether they're basketball guys or not. You want to get guys there that want to learn, want to be there, want to spend time with the kids and kind of grind it out with you. And so I was fortunate at Highland to have some really, really good assistants.
Well, one was your dad.
One was my dad, and so
he kind of moved over to with the older brother.
Well, like I always say, I've told people when we our last couple of years.
And that's Mike Brown. If anybody doesn't know who I'm speaking of.
He went from the outhouse to the penthouse. You know what I mean? So I'm it's all good and.
So you haven't kind of put that, stipend in front of him, kind of move back.
I keep telling him
closer to his house.
That's what I said.
You can save gas. I know he's retired, and you've used
but
all the lines. So.
Now he's so ingrained in the winning part of it. He's just you know what? You got to prove you can win first before I come over.
Oh, so a little pressure.
So there you go.
So,
but it's all good. But like I was saying, I've been fortunate to have some really good assistants my dad and Alvin Broussard and Dominic Romero and Ernie Lopez and the list goes on and on, Tim Medina. And so what
you're actually telling your age a little bit.
Yeah, it's been I've been really lucky and we've always had a good staff at Highland, and And so, you know, one thing that I did learn as being a head coach at Highland is you want to hire those assistant coaches that are going to make your job easier. And that's what my guys did. And so, you know, I tried to take that with me to Sandia and try to make Alvin's job a little bit easier. And hopefully I did, you know. And so, you know, my staff this year is that we have Ish Loya, who now talking about age, I used to coach him at Valley a long time ago. And so he's just my right-hand guy. He's with me all day. He's on campus, and you know, he's one of those gym rats that will do anything and everything for the kids and for our program. And so we're really lucky to have him, and very knowledgeable. So he's my lead assistant, and then you know, he's also doing our JV. And then we have Daniel Molina that played with me or played for me at Highland. You know, graduated in 2010. And he was on a stretch where, like, the 4-year stretch.
But it just seemed like yesterday.
Yeah,
that's 8 years ago, or 9 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, so he, like.
So he's a young man now.
He is a young man, like, you know, getting ready to get married and all of that. So it's just crazy. But, like, you know, the thing is just I want to surround our program with people that I know and good people. And I know, you know, these guys are in it for the right reasons. And Daniel's he's one of my favorites I ever coached. And so, you know, we're lucky to have him there. So he's going to be helping Coach Ish out and the varsity, and you know, he's going to be floating through the program. And then we have Mike Cameron, who's on staff at Sandia as a math teacher, head of our math department. So it's good having those academic guys there, and he's our C team guy. And you know, I always say that the C team jobs in wherever you are, Albuquerque, wherever you are the toughest jobs, because you get a lot of kids in there that have never played or never been coached, and you get a ton of kids where you have to make cuts and do all that, and that's where the development starts, like we talked about. And so
I think that the biggest key on the C team is the development of your program, okay, and then having them on the same page as you to move them up to the next, get them prepared to play on the next.
And Coach Camen's been there, you know, he's part of Coach Broussard's staff, and he's done a great job. Like, you know, we're very lucky to have him there. And then his assistant is Ryan Albritton. He's a new coach here, young guy, and one of those guys that just wants to learn, and he's eager to learn. And those are the guys you want to have around, you know. And so I'm excited. You know, to have these guys around and want to be around and committed to the program. So it's a really good group of guys.
Well, that makes it very enjoyable, because it is a long season. I mean, basketball, you know, for you probably never ends.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the season starts, you know, now and goes all the way through to March.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the longest sports as far as time. And then you have breaks in between and keeping people focused. And then you have the holidays and things like that. We're going to go to another break, and we're going to come back. And actually, we're going to come back and just talk about basketball, kind of the upcoming season.
All right.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
The The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Danny Brown here, and talked about, congratulations again, head basketball coach at Sandia High School, and it's hoop season, and I know that last night your brother got a good win against a good La Cueva team, and looks very good. But let's talk about your district.
Yeah,
it's going to be high in it. I mean, you wouldn't think this, but Santa Fe and Capital are probably right there at the top of the list, and can't forget about Albuquerque High and great coaches.
Yeah, it'll be.
What were you thinking getting into the thing? You're
well,
right back in the middle of this.
It's all good. I just remember at Highland we were in district with the Trisco and Valley and all. So for me, this is nothing new, and we've been part of this district for the last 2 years, and it is exciting. It was exciting to see Santa Fe in their run last year. It was very fun to watch. And in fact, before Trisco beat them, we were the last team to beat them up in Santa Fe, right? So it was a great experience to beat them on a last-second shot, but just to watch them and how unselfish they are and just I thought they were going to get it. I thought they were a team of destiny, but they're going to have a really good team back, and everybody's talking about J.B. White, which they should.
But everybody's missing the team play.
Yes.
Zach Cole's coaching.
Yeah.
I mean there's a lot of tangibles because White didn't play the last of the season, and everybody thought they were done.
Yeah.
And guess who? I was one of those
Yeah.
included.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, their style of play, it'll be interesting, but to see how they use JB. But JB, I just feel is just more than a one-dimensional guy. He can be used all over the floor from 1 to 5, and so he's very talented. I feel like the guy that doesn't get enough notice is their little point guard, Cruz Martinez. He's really, really good, and he had a great year last year, and so they got some key pieces back, and of course they should be favored. They're going to be really good just because they are very unselfish.
And back to White, he doesn't force the game. He lets the game come. If he needs to rebound, that's what he's a rebound. If he needs to go score, get on the block. And then if you let him go on the outside, he'll bring that three on you. So he is very versatile in his talent and ability. But I think you just said, Coach Cole, unselfish play is something that you see, and everybody knows their roles when they come in.
Yeah, he's done a great job since he's been there, and he's built this from the time he got there, and this is, he's done a great job, and like I said, he's stressed the right things defensively, offensively, but I really love how hard they play, and we're excited, like we get to play against JB and those guys again, and it's going to be a huge challenge, but I want to see how our guys handle that.
A team probably underrated in your district. That a lot of talk, and there's a lot, just from me being outside in, I guess you would say is Santa Fe Capital, and they say they're a top 4 or 5 team, and I watched them a lot last year against Albuquerque High and watched them in the district play. Another team that Ben Gomez, I mean, he's been around since I've been here. You know, he's been there and he understands basketball. He's been in the big games. He's done, he's done a.
Yeah. Well, he had a great run and won a state title, with Mikey Dominguez, now the Highlands head coach beat Del Norte, I believe, in the finals back in 2004 or 5. And so he knows how to coach, and, this is his second stint.
Up and down, understand.
And they're very similar to Santa Fe where they share the ball, but they have some talented kids, and very similar to Santa Fe, just not size-wise, but move the ball well. And they play hard, and it's very tough to play up there. So it's ironic. Last year we beat Santa Fe, on the last second shot up there, and then we had beat Capital in like triple overtime up there. So it's a tough place to play, but
so you play better on the road.
I think. Well, we'll see this year. Last year that's what it was, right? Like and so. But those two teams got to be the favorites, and I would love to see those two teams, when they're playing during the regular season, go watch one of those games because it's a battle and it's a great rivalry. But I do feel like there's some other teams that have a chance, and I feel like Albuquerque High is one of those guys.
And they have a player, a high-profile player that everybody. I mean, Toppy averaged 24, 25 points last year, and you and I discussed him, and he makes those other players better.
I agree, and you typically there's times where in high school you see those kids that can just score and score and score.
And they got better last year.
Right.
Ron Garcia did a great job last year bringing that team along.
Those other role players accepted their roles, right? They know who Jude was, what Jude does, and the thing that was impressive to me is I kind of likened Jude to Bryce Alford in a way where Bryce didn't have the most talented guys around him, but he did make them better. And I feel like Jude was the same way. I feel like Jude could have scored or get a shot off anytime he wanted, but he let a lot of it just come to him and got his guys better. And I feel, that helped them as the season went along. Okay, like our best player has confidence in us. And so they started making plays, and, so they're going to be a handful. Anytime you have a guy like that can just light it up from anywhere, it's a tough guard. And then, Coach Romero has Manzano.
I was going to say, Manzano, you he was under your, he understands, he knows your philosophy, he understands your, probably taking some of your coaching and makes it part of his system.
Well, maybe. I think, he worked for my dad a couple years too, and so I think that's where, he originates a lot of his stuff from. But Dom's done a great job in the 3 years he's been there.
Well, I mean, they built a stadium for him. I mean, now he's just got to
that's right.
You can put some banners in there.
He's done a great job, and of course he has a lot of experience, and he's put his stamp on Manzano basketball, and they're tough and physical, and they defend well, and so that's going to present a challenge. And then Rio Grande's really young, but Mario does a great job over there, gets those kids to play exceptionally hard. So it's going to be a fun district, but I do think you have to look at Santa Fe and Capital to be
they're
the
top heavy probably, but I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
throw in, can't forget about yourself.
Well, we're going to be a little under the radar. Our big thing is just this process, and the kids have worked their tails off, and it's been one of the best preseasons physically that we've been through. We had to make some tough decisions, and I liken it to my first year at Highland, where we had to make some tough decisions and get rid of some kids. And
well, Danny, we're going to have to deal in. Good luck to you tonight.
I appreciate it, man.
Have a good season.
I appreciate it. Thank you.